Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. This is IQ Haywood of IQ Finance Group discussing the second stimulus check. So what do we know so far? Let's start with the basics. What is a stimulus check? I'm going to read this as a direct quote. A stimulus check is a check sent to taxpayers by the U.S. government. Stimulus checks are intended to stimulate the economy by providing consumers with some spending money. When taxpayers spend this money, it will boost consumption and drive revenues at retailers and manufacturers, and thus spur the economy. So in layman's terms, stimulus check is basically money provided by our government, taxpayer dollars, that will help us to have things to spend on, which would help in turn boost the economy and boost the rate of spending, which will make stocks and different markets go up. So if you already received the stimulus payment, you qualify for the CARES Act, but you might be wondering whether or not you qualify for the second round of payments, right? So congressional lawmakers are set to decide later on in July whether or not a second stimulus check would help a stalled economy. But the question everybody wants to know is who and who won't qualify for the second stimulus check? That's what you're wondering, right? Where the indecision comes about is there's been talks of making more people eligible for a second round of stimulus checks. But there's also in the news talks of making less people eligible for a second round of stimulus checks. Back to our government, we never know what to expect. Who actually will qualify for this second round of stimulus? And according to direct reports, in making these decisions, the Senate and House will factor in economic data that is at best contradictory. Many states reopening over the last 30 days, allegedly the U.S. economy has added approximately a little bit under 5 million jobs. However, for the week ending June 27th, unemployment claims were up a little bit less than 1.5 million, marking the 15th straight week in which people filed for unemployment benefits for the first time. And with coronavirus rates now spiking in 45 states, governments are again shutting down. So if you ask me, the question should not be whether or not you're going to receive a stimulus check, or when we're going to receive the checks, or who will receive them, because we don't know. Congress doesn't know, the government don't know, and they're the ones issuing the checks. The question should be how to prepare if I do receive a check or if I don't receive a check. So let's plan. We already know that the enhanced unemployment benefits are about to run out, right? An economy or our government cannot be sustained without jobs. There's no way that they're just going to continue to just pass out money and think that people are just going to be able to sit home and collect money. So we need to plan. First step, we need to start looking for some jobs, people. But jobs aren't always the answer, people. Me, myself, I wouldn't be looking for a job. I would be trying to figure out how I can continue to make money from home. It's just the most common sense thing. Wouldn't you agree? We have this thing that's called the internet and Google, where we have the opportunity to do a whole lot of research. There's a lot of people who have transitioned into making money from home. Okay? There's also a lot of people who have taken those stimulus checks and not just splurged them, have found ways to reinvest those checks. We don't know what to expect for the future, people. We're in unprecedented times. We have a coronavirus pandemic. We're going outside. We're in banks with people that are masked up. When would you ever think that you could go inside of a bank with a mask? Let's be real. So my suggestion to you guys are, let's find ways that we can actually turn income and take care of our families from home for the people who are not interested in going back out there and get jobs. But there's one thing for sure and two things for certain that I can promise you. These stimulus checks, this second round is a hope. I do believe that they're going to issue them. I do believe that Congress are going to pass the bill. And I do believe that, behind President Trump, that there will probably be more money than the first time. But what I also do believe is that it's not going to continue. We have to invest in our future, people, and we have to start doing it now. All right? Number one, our credit. Number two, future pacing and future planning. What are we going to do for the future to make sure that us and our family are taken care of? Because guess what? The government is taken care of regardless. They're printing more money every day. The more money they print, the worse it is going to be for us in the future. As of right now, yes, we get to reap the benefits of a first stimulus and a second stimulus. Have you ever asked yourself, what is that going to do to your kids? What is that going to do to inflation? Would that lead us to another recession or maybe even a Great Depression? Who knows? I don't know. But I do know that things that are good never last forever. I'm a more so prepare for the worst type of guy. So when I say prepare for the worst, what do I mean by that? Chances are that we're probably going to go on another lockdown. Maybe, maybe not. If we don't, according to what they're saying, a lot more people are going to die. Let's just be real. So how do we protect ourselves? Right here from home, guys. We figure out ways to get money from home. This is what I do. IQ, I am the finance and investment coach. I'm here to help you with these things. So let's surmise here. Second stimulus check, we don't know when it's coming out. Okay? Congress will vote on it at the end of this month. All we can do right now is hope. Who's going to receive it? Again, we don't know. All we can do is keep abreast with the news and hope. You can check back here once a week, and I'll be keeping you guys up to date with the current events and the current news as I find out what's going on. But in the meantime, I challenge everybody that's watching this channel to figure out ways on how to take that check when it comes and reinvest it in your future, in your family's future, in your kids' future, and in your loved one's future. I'm not talking about taking the check and giving it to some guru who claims that they could take a $600 check or $1,000 and turn it into $10,000. Don't believe the hype, people. Take that check and invest it into your knowledge so that you can learn how to take these monies and turn it into a profit. 10%, 20%, 30%. Even some people are doing 100% profits. So it's possible. There's ways out there and it can be done. Again, we don't know if and when these checks are coming out. But what we do know is what we can control. I'm IQ Haywood of IQ Finance Group, signing out. Have a great week, people.